Cycling to work is becoming an increasingly popular way to get some exercise and save some time and money on your commute. For some, riding from door to door is feasible, but many of us live too far away from work to make this possible. Folding bikes offer a way to bridge cycling and public transport and still leave your car at home. Before we get started with our video detailing the best folding bikes on the market, we have included links in the description for each product mentioned, so make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Starting off with the best overall folding bike, we have the Tern Vectron. I have lots of bikes, too many if you ask my wife. I didn't really think I needed a folding bike, and yet I found myself at the shops, at the bar, and even at work happily wheeling a folding bike into a locker or corner more often than I ever thought I would in the last month. The Tern Vectron is the bike that changed how I look at folding bikes. It's not just the motor, I have tested other electric folding bikes. Nor is it just the intuitive folding mechanism and adjustable fit. It's the incredible practicality of this bike that makes it a great choice, even if you don't intend to fold it very often. The plethora of well-thought-out design tweaks make the Vectron a standout bike. The right pedal detaches, making the bike a lot less wide when it needs to be stowed, but Tern goes the extra mile and includes a place to store the detached pedal behind the saddle. The Vectron folds easily, and when folded it can be rolled along on its back wheel like a shopping cart. This feature alone has saved me from missing more than one train. Of course, the mid-drive motor on the Vectron doesn't hurt in that regard either. By placing the motor at the crank, where the power from the rider also comes from, Tern makes a bike that feels just like a regular bike, but faster. There are none of the unexpected torque wheelies or lurches in speed we associate with cheaper e-bikes here. The included rack and Tern's optional dry goods bag make this bike more than a capable grocery getter. I also dramatically reduced my need to carry cargo when I cycled to the office because using the electric motor on the middle setting, I didn't get sweaty. The included battery is easy to charge and also powers the built-in lights. About the only problem we had with the Vectron was a connection issue with the front light, but Tern's customer service was great, and this was quickly remedied. Indeed, this process was so easy that I was able to get the bike to my in-laws, who were still raving about the bike, which fits happily in the footwell of their car or the storage compartment of their boats, and lets them whiz around Palm Springs. REI buyers loved the Vectron as well, with one saying his wife has overcome his fear of riding in traffic thanks to the boost in speed the mid-drive motor provided. Reviewers at Bike Radar said the Vectron will quietly conquer any urban challenge, and thought it would be a great choice for urban cyclists with longer commutes or heavy loads to haul. The Vectron featured more points of adjustment than any non-Tern bike we tested, meaning that anyone I allowed to borrow the bike, including my naysaying cycling buddies, could dial in a comfortable position that allowed for great handling, even with the electric motor boosting the bike to 20 miles per hour. Tern makes a range of Vectron models. Those who think they will be heavy users, or who are perhaps upgrading from a cheaper e-bike, might want to go up to the S10, which offers a brand-name motor and more robust luggage attachments. But I put the Bafang motor on my review bike through a lot of work without issue. Next up, we have the best folding bike for flat ground, which goes to the Urbana. Sometimes innovation is great. It makes tasks simpler and products better. But sometimes you just want a simple tool for a simple task. The Urbana is exactly that. With just one gear and a coaster brake, it isn't as capable uphill or downhill as other bikes on test here. But if you want a bike to get you a few blocks to work or to ride along canal town paths, it might be just the thing for you. The 20-inch wheels used by Urbana offer a more comfortable ride than the smaller wheels on other bikes in this test, and are less likely to be knocked off course by uneven road surfaces or potholes. It is also much easier to find 20-inch inner tubes if you get a flat, as this wheel size is used by BMX bikes. Amazon purchasers seem to love the Urbana, noting that it's easy to assemble and sturdy and high quality despite its lightweight and affordable price. At just 21.5 pounds, the Urbana is one of the lightest folding bikes in this price range. Expert testers appreciated the simple design of this bike, which helps prevent damage when folding it and carrying it, or checking the folded bike on a plane or train. Experts and Amazon reviewers did note that a little mechanical skill is required to assemble the bike, as it seems that many arrive from the factory with bolts that are not properly tightened. Luckily, the bike is affordable enough to set aside a few dollars to have it checked out at a local bike shop before use. Up next, we have the best budget electric folding bike, which goes to the Ejo Epic. For longer or hillier commutes, the limited gearing and small wheels of a folding bike can make life difficult. Add in a bag of groceries or your laptop, and you'll be arriving at work feeling like you've just finished a workout. That is, of course, unless you've got a little help from an electric motor. If you can't stretch to the Vectron, the Epic is a good budget choice. The Epic isn't a motorcycle, so you'll need to pedal for the motor to kick in, but there is a thumb throttle for when you need a little extra juice to get over hills or through busy intersections. The motor itself is located in the rear hub, making the bike handle more like a regular bike, as power is applied through the same wheel. With that said, the motor can't use the drivetrain like the mid-drive motor on the Tern, so the Epic can struggle up hills. The battery, which is replaceable, provides enough charge for up to 45 miles of riding, although this range would be decreased if you were riding uphill or using the included rack to haul heavy loads. With 5 levels of pedal assist, I found myself routinely opting for level 3 and still overtaking commuters on full-sized bikes. In use, the Epic is highly practical, but not as refined as the Vectron. One Amazon reviewer noted that the seat post could be extended enough to accommodate his 6-foot 4-inch frame, and appreciated the comfort offered by the suspension fork, which is a relatively rare upgrade on a folding bike. We tested it with a rider of 5 foot 1 inches tall and another of 6 foot 3 inches tall, and both were able to find a comfortable position, but riders much shorter or taller might struggle. Other owners loved the easy and reliable stopping power provided by the disc brakes. Expert testers appreciated the longer range compared to other folders, and the top speed of nearly 30 miles per hour. We also loved the built-in lights, but wished they were a little brighter and that the controller was backlit. As the bike weighs 50 pounds, it isn't a great option for those who need to carry their bikes up flights of stairs, or much fun to ride without the motor. But with the motor on, the bike feels lively and accelerates up over 20 miles per hour very quickly. We'd love to see the suspension on this bike scrapped in favor of a more reliable, rigid fork. The suspension didn't offer much in the way of comfort, and felt worrying, bouncing and flexy when cornering at speed. This bike can really shift, but it is worth noting that the small wheels, combined with the fork and upright position, are not the most stable, meaning that novice riders should exercise caution before launching into full-speed urban commutes. And for our last pick, we have the best folding bike for travel, which goes to the Dahan IZ D3. The Dahan IZ D3 packs down so small. Its pack dimensions are 25.6 feet long, 10.6 feet thick, and 24.4 feet wide, that it will fit in a standard checked bag. Indeed, this is how I tested it on a short trip to Europe. Knowing that I wouldn't have time to exercise, and that I'd need to move between various work sites and my Airbnb, the bike saved me a lot of stress and money that would have otherwise been poured into ride shares and taxis. When I had longer trips, it was a breeze to fold the bike and take it with me on the metro or a bus, and was easily stored beneath a desk or in a locker when I was working. Not only did I save money and get some exercise, which helped to offset my prodigious pastry consumption, I found a truly great way to see the city. But packability is not the only thing that the IZ D3 has to offer. Despite the relatively affordable price tag of $599 at the time of publishing, the IZ D3 includes quality components such as a Shimano rear derailleur, KMC chain, and a comfy stock saddle. The 3-speed drivetrain might not be enough for racing, but is a huge upgrade from the single-speed version of this bike and gives a range that allows for high speed on the flats and an easy enough gear for considerable climbs. One expert reviewer found the bike got up to speed surprisingly quickly and could negotiate Vancouver's steepest hills. The folding mechanism of the IZ D3 is easy to activate, with an expert reviewer taking less than 15 seconds to set up the bike. I never timed myself, but found the mechanism easy to operate, even when wearing thick gloves on colder commutes. The lightweight design, just 21.5 pounds, made the bike easy to heft upstairs and onto buses. Unlike the Brompton brand bikes, which offer the same gearing, this bike cannot be rolled along when folded, but it makes up for this with lighter weight and the fact that it costs just over 1/3 of the price. The only thing we would like to see changed about the IZ D3 is the size range. Riders above 6 feet will want to look elsewhere, as the saddle height will not accommodate them. It's also worth noting that the external derailleur is more fragile than the hub gear system, favored by other brands, and that the derailleur should be treated carefully in transit. Despite these minor issues, the IZ D3 is such a good companion that one pair of Amazon reviewers purchased his and hers D3s for their round-the-world cruise. So that sums up our top folding bikes of 2019. We hope you enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like on the video, and if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. Until next time, have a great day.